So we are reading At the Dark End of the Street, Black Women, Rape and Resistance, A New History of the Civil Rights Movement from Rosa Parks to the Rise of Black Power by Danielle McGuire. And our sessions it started June 3rd and they last until July 29th. They are from 6:30 to 8. Reaction to the verdict. Black people in Tallahassee resented the fact that the rapist had not been sentenced to death. Betty Jean Owens was grateful 12 white men believed the truth, but wondered if things would have been different if one of our boys raped a white girl. In letters to the editors of many black newspapers, people condemned the 2 young black men who were forced to leave the scene of the crime, and all black men for failure to protect black women. Some blacks like C.K. Steele and Roy Wilkins saw the verdict as a victory. Others saw it
Can you all hear Randy?
as a way to argue that some black men
There's a little
have
delay.
been put in their places.
Yeah.
One second. Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's just a little delay, but we hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
They expressed their fears, concerns, and racism in letters.
Okay, now we can hear you.
Okay. Despite segregationist efforts to maintain the status quo, the conviction signaled an enormous break with the past. While the verdict was due largely to the confluence of localized issues, a politically mobilized middle-class African-American community, the lower-class status of the defendants who were politically expendable, Florida's status as a moderate southern state depended on outside tourism and media pressure. The case itself was rooted in a decades-long struggle for black women's bodily integrity that had far-reaching consequences. Like the Reese Taylor case, the Tallahassee case focused national attention on the sexual exploitation of black women by white men. The life sentence helped secure convictions elsewhere that summer. Jury our first history of the South for raping a 47-year-old African-American woman. Do you want me to read the question, Michelle? Michelle?
Yeah, just in case anybody wants to say something about it.
How did you
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I can hear you. Michelle?
Okay.
How did you feel?
Okay, yeah, just read the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the verdict?
Okay, did anybody want to say something about, does anybody want to say something about that question?
Can you hear me? Michelle?
I hear you, Randy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
There's a delay going on.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. Georgette, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay. It happens sometimes. Did anybody have a reaction to the verdict?
Well, I thought it.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right. I thought it was, well, surprising because we expected them to do what they normally do and let the, perpetrators walk, but which they sort of did. And, the penalty for rape is death, which is something, we don't have today, I don't think. Do we have that in any of our states?
Not that
I
I
don't know.
I doubt it.
What did you say now?
Do we have the rape penalty? I mean, the death penalty for rape?
No, the death penalty is no longer for rape. No.
Wow.
Right.
So you can only get the death penalty for murder. I had my great uncle in Greenville, South Carolina. That's my family's originally from. I looked it up. He was sentenced to death in South Carolina for allegedly raping a white woman.
Wow.
And I looked it up. His name is in the book. I forget his name. I can tell y'all later. But, yeah.
Oh, it's in the book we're reading?
No, it's in the books down here of electrocutions in South Carolina.
Wow. Wow. Hmm. Georgette, were you finished?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Go ahead, Joe.
I feel sick about, of course, the rape, but I feel sick about the death penalty because I feel some kind of way about that anyway. You know what I mean? But that's a full number.
Okay. Randy?
Well, I mean, I guess it was a good deal that they was afraid that if they got out, they would pursue her, and one of the men did, but he killed and raped the wrong woman. I don't know if y'all remember that part in the chapter.
Yeah. Yeah.
He got out, so I mean, it's very clear that to be black and and to rape a white woman, you would have died, and white men just didn't have that same punishment. So that was troublesome, but I didn't expect them to give them the death penalty. I didn't. So I wasn't necessarily surprised, but I was mad I wasn't surprised. But I was happy that they did get a verdict, because it did convince the world that black women are women and worthy of protection. So we shouldn't have to argue that, but this country, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.